What I want you all to see here is exactly what goes in to preparing to do any kind of online presentation, any live presentation, any training, whether it's internal meeting, maybe it's an external presentation you're doing to either generate leads, convert those leads, or even have them invest in your product, services, and solutions. So what I'm going to do is show you exactly from over my shoulder, exactly what I've done up to this point after a restart. Now, the number one thing you can do is a couple hours before you go live, restart your computer. I don't know if you realize it or not, but you know how many crazy things are running in the background of your computer, dragging down your entire computing process, slowing everything down. It's not always the internet connection. It could be the internet connection, but a lot of times it's the processing of your computer. So 2 hours before I go live, which actually probably just happened, I restarted about 5 minutes ago. And 2 hours before I go live, I restart everything on the computer. I save everything I'm working on and I restart. Now is not the time to go back and edit your PowerPoint a whole bunch and open a bunch of web browsers. No, I want to keep the computer in a relatively chill mode, at least between now and when I start. That way, all those background processes are eliminated. All that tracking that goes on when you got all those tabs open, all that's gone and your computer will be at peak performance. Number two, what I want you to see is all I have open here is the software that I'm using to record this session. I'm using OBS, Open Broadcasting software. It's free, and you're going to have it as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put the link down below to download this. See, everyone else I'm streaming this into Facebook right now, they're going to be joining us in about, just over 90 minutes from now, at least for the VIP. So what I need to check before I open Zoom, before I open my presentation, before I open the web browser, anything, the first thing I open is my broadcasting software. And I'm checking now, and I know it's hard to see here, but we're going to go through this in the challenge. Right here, it's telling me exactly what my audio level is. So I don't need to verify with anybody. I can see exactly my audio level is hitting the precise spot. And that's critical, because if you're too high and it's clipping, and it almost starts to hurt people's ears. But if you're too low, they can't hear you either. So you got to have your volume at exactly the right point, not too high, not too low. The next thing I'm checking is the quality of my camera. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to switch between a couple of scenes and just take a look at just the outside, look at the background a little bit, just make sure that the camera's in the right spot. We'll talk about this in the challenge, but it's eye level for me. And as you see, when I'm looking at the camera, I'm actually looking through the camera to see the screen behind it. Now, once I've kind of done these basic checks, that's the first thing I'm going to open up here. I'm going to open up my presentation. Now, it doesn't matter whether you use PowerPoint, Canva, or Keynote. Doesn't matter whether you're a Mac or PC. I'm just going to open my presentation here. And you see that I use PowerPoint. Listen, I use Canva and Keynote too, but I'm in a PC environment today. I'm using PC and I'm using PowerPoint. So all I'm going to do here is find my slide that will kind of outline day one, and I'm going to put that into play mode. So see, right next to my software now is my presentation. The presentation set up there. If it's just a simple one and you're just doing imagery, or maybe maybe it's not videos, maybe it's just some of your talking points, whatever it happens to be, that goes on the screen right through the camera so I never lose my place. In fact, I did a whole video recently on how to not lose your place, how to cover what you need to cover without a script or a teleprompter, and how to do it naturally and without stressing out. So that was if you want, I'll probably tag that in here too somewhere when I post this. But I want you to see first, this is the setup now for my presentation. The next thing I'm going to open up is a web browser. And this is the web browser I'm going to open up. This is the streaming here into Facebook. You can see that there. I'm going to minimize that. And what I'm going to do in advance, I'm going to set my web browser on this right-hand side screen over here. Now, if you don't have three screens, don't worry. It could easily go on this screen too. I put it over there, and I'm going to start opening some of the pages that I'll need today. In fact, I'm going to need Google, because I'm going to go right from Google to show them exactly where to download this software, the software that's free, OBS. And then I'm also going to bring a couple other things. I think I'm going to bring up YouTube in advance, and I'm going to have to pause my video there. So I bring up a YouTube channel in a tab. I'm going to bring up the Facebook group, because they're going to need to see that too. And then I'm also going to bring up the resources and gifts page that they're going to need. And I'm going to do that through here. So I'm going to go into my software, And what I'm going to be able to do is that the gifts I've prepared for them already are in a dashboard. I have the VIP and I have the general session dashboard. So I will bring up both. And see how I'm doing this all in advance? I'm just preloading what I know I'm going to need to show and cover. And when you preload it, now everything is set to go. Everything's good. So now when I go now to the scene that I've built to bring in that web, I have everything I need between this tab. I have this tab. I also have Facebook open and I can go through that. And then I'm going to have YouTube and I'm going to have Google. And you see, I can just make it just a little bit wider, and that's part of the pre-check. So the big thing here in setting up before an event is making sure you have the key pieces you need before the event starts. You don't want to be opening these during the event while you're broadcasting. And even if you're on a great computer, you still don't want to be opening all these while you're broadcasting. You want to have it preset in advance so that all the high-functioning CPU usage that may spike and knock you out of Zoom or do something like that is already taken care of. Now, on the left-hand side is where Zoom's going to actually go. All right, Zoom's going to go on this screen. That's going to be my audience. So now I know I'm all set to start my presentation. I'm going to leave everything right here. Nothing is going to change. Actually, in the next, so for the next 90 minutes, this is going to stay like this. I am then going to, about 20 minutes before, I'll open up Zoom and start the meeting. I always want you, if you can, to start your meetings early. It's better off that you're in there. Maybe you're playing a video or you're talking to people as they come in, whatever the case may be. It's always good not to start your meeting. If your meeting starts at the top of the hour, don't try to log in at 59 minutes to. Log in a few minutes early so that you are good to go. Anyway, what I wanted to show you in this is if you're doing any kind of online presentation, any kind of training internally, externally, Zoom, Teams, streaming it, making videos, capturing training modules, whatever you're doing, go through these steps. Again, number one, restart your computer before you go live. Give it some time to chill out. Don't open a bunch of stuff you don't need, but you do want to open up any imagery, any presentation software, any slides you're going to go through. Open up in advance any web browsers or tabs that you need so that when you open up Zoom, Teams, Restream, Skype, whatever it is you're using, you are good to go. Follow these simple steps and you will know that every time you go through a live presentation, it's going to go well. You're eliminating the variables that can cost you the meeting, cost you the views, cost you the attention of the audience. It's all about that engagement. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to join us in one of these challenges, in the description below, you'll see a link if we're doing another one, when it's coming up. I don't know at the moment when it's coming up or if we're doing the same style. And if you're watching in the Facebook group and you've already registered for this event today, it's Tuesday, June 25th. We're going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern for the VIPs. The general admission will be let in at 2 p.m. We'll go for 1 hour general session. We'll be all done by 3 o'clock today, wrapping up day one. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching this. I hope I see you all in just a few minutes. Well, maybe an hour and 40 minutes as of right